Well, this is the week after the birthday party. We've had a weekend since then, very low key, kind of as we'd expect really. The tap room's never going to be as busy as it was the weekend before for the birthday party, because that was off the hook. But no, good solid weekend. People came, we had some great Mexicali, best massive burritos, just awesome. So yeah, good solid weekend, but we're back now midweek. We've got a few jobs to do. I've got some online orders to pack. Web shop is now live, by the way, so if you go to our website, go to our online shop, all the new birthday beers from the Canon video are all online now. We've got reduced stock now of a couple of the different lines, so there's the last few cans available of like drawn pictures of mountain tops, and Contours is starting to run a little bit low, so is Horizon, so if you want to get any of those beers before they run out, get them in there and grab them quick before they run out. Obviously we've got loads of Lunar, Crush and Organised Chaos, Organised Chaos is going down particularly well. I mean, she is thick, which is good. So yeah, so that's great. So just got a couple of online orders to pack, to go out. Got this actually, I'll try and sort of get a grab of it, maybe stick it on the screen, which is quite good. I picked this up the other day. Really, really useful chart. You can't read it because it's back to front, because I just can't work this stuff out. Quick traffic light guide to when we receive packs of hops, when we get hops in from the hop supplier. So it's a quick kind of, I'm going to stick it up on the brewery board there, of just to check main specs whenever we go to open a foil of hops from the hop supplier, just to give it a quick check to make sure, preferably we're always in the green on the specs. So this is alpha acids, oil content, moisture content, HSI and cohumulone. We get these, you get like, I forget what the proper word is now, it's like a certificate of analysis you get with all the ingredients you buy. It's kind of like a food law, I think, here in the UK at least. I'm not sure, you probably get them in the US and elsewhere. We get it with all of our malt as well, and it gives you all of the main specs that kind of goes with it. So you're supposed to record them. I just keep them on the email that gets sent through to me, and we put all that batch information into Brew, so we know exactly what products have gone where. But I just thought this was a really handy thing to grab it. Shout out to Francesco at Brewers Trade. So this is it's an online trading portal for commercial breweries to sell off excess hops. And Francesco sends out loads of emails with this sort of stuff, which is just really handy. It's just really handy stuff to have. So I'll be sticking up that later. So yeah, a couple of online shops to orders through the shop to go on. One of which is someone's ordered a really lovely glass. We get quite cool glasses that you can buy and get posted back with some beers for you if you're interested. Bit of an ongoing saga we've had here ever since we moved here, to be fair, is around the broadband that's available. So there's only ever been one phone line coming into the whole building next door, into the cookery school next door. And that has been at best carrier pigeon speed, I think is probably the best way to put it. I mean, literally the line in on a test, you're getting like 12 meg down and maybe a meg up, like seriously slow. And it's seriously unreliable, so it'll drop out a lot. We'll have to go and reset the router because it's such an old copper line going to an old exchange, and it makes it really problematic with the till system, with it just dropping out in the middle of a shift, which is really difficult. Makes it really difficult to do any work here on the website or anything like that, where you need, you know, some kind of semblance of internet connectivity. So we've been battling with BT for quite a while now, probably the best part of a year, about getting a new fibre line put in, because we know fibre's here and we can see it on the pole literally just over there, and the building next to us has it, the other building just over there has super fast broadband, but BT have been insistent, no, it's not available in the area, can't have it. I managed to get through to a BT account manager who, when they're tippy-tappy looking at the system, they're like, oh yeah, no, there is broadband right next to you, isn't there? Yeah, no, we can do that. Put the order through, yeah, that's all through, get the emails through, yeah, we're gonna have a guy come out and do the survey just to make sure. 5 or 6 days later, I get a phone call from this dude saying, what building you again? Maverick. Oh yeah, I can see it. Yeah, I can see the pole. Yeah, we can do that. No worries at all, mate. Perfect. 3 or 4 days later, I then get a phone call from BT saying, oh, really sorry, but we've had to cancel your order. I'm like, why? They're like, well, we can't supply you with any broadband because you don't have a service at the moment. So we can't give you the broadband that you've asked for. And I'm like, well, you're installing the line, right? When you install the line, I'll have service, then I can have broadband. No, sorry, because you don't have service, we can't follow up on the order. So the system's cancelled it automatically. So I'm like, well, this isn't good enough. Raise a complaint, go back round, speak to someone. Oh yeah, no, we can, yeah, no, complaint, definitely, yeah, we can sort that for you. Yeah, there's a new order. Yeah, it's all gonna come through, great. Get a phone call again 6 days later. Guess what? We've cancelled your order, unfortunately, because you can't have broadband because you don't have any service. So we can't supply any broadband to you, so really sorry, but I'm gonna have to cancel that. So at this point, I lose my shit, let's probably put it that way, with this dude. And I felt a little bit sorry for him afterwards, but I got a complaint raised. It's made its way through the system. And then eventually, about 4 or 5 days ago, something like that, I got called by this guy, UK guy, Fareham, not far from here, saying, look, this complaint's been escalated to me, senior account manager guy, what can I do to help? So I tell him the whole sorry story. And he's like, oh, it's not ideal, is it? I'm like, no, it's not. And he's like, let me have a look on the system, and he can see it. He says, like, right, okay, I think I can see what's happening here. Give me an hour, I'll call you back. Guy calls me back, it's like, right, I've sorted it now, all sorted. I cancelled all the other bits and pieces that's going on, round and round in a circle. I've pushed the order through. We're now, we're gonna put fibre direct to your business, so FTTP, so fibre direct to property. You can have 300 meg down, something like 150 meg up, which is mega. And you can have that direct to your building. We'll push that through, you'll get an email through in a day or two with an install date. Awesome. So far, so good. This has been progressing. I had a phone call from another guy today, and I was thinking, oh God, they've cancelled it again. But no. Because of the complaint that was raised, and because I've been messed around for months and months, they've now, the date they gave me was the 23rd of June, so it was like 4 weeks away. This dude rang me up and says, look, we're going to try and expedite this order because you should be at the front of the queue because you've been waiting for ages. They've now brought it forward to the 10th of June, so we're now on the 2nd, so about a week's time, basically Tuesday, Monday today, so yeah, a little bit shorter than that actually. And we're going to come and install it then, we're going to send the router to you. I'm not holding my breath, there's still plenty of room for disaster to happen. They could send the router to the wrong place and God knows what, or a guy could turn up with a step ladder and a screwdriver, when they've actually got to physically install a fibre cable from a building across to mine, so we'll wait and see. But yeah, fingers crossed, we're going to have some proper broadband, which means we'll be able to do some even better recording here, maybe a few lives from the brewery, live brew days, and actually be able to do some work here as well, which would be good. So yeah, that'd be super handy. So yeah, kind of a few bits and pieces going on. Got a bit of electrical work that I've been working on as well, that I'll take you around and give you a little bit of show as well, if you like. So, don't know if anyone can remember from the initial tour of the brewery we did, but this is our kettle. Our kettle is 10 hectolitre, well it's actually a little bit more, it's actually 1100 litres capacity. And it's got two 12 kilowatt, 3-phase heating elements on it. These are quite beefy things. It's a little bit bigger than your average homebrew kettle. But yeah, 3-phase, so super chunky, but they need a really good supply. And one of the things that we found, particularly with the other hot liquor tank, which has got one 18 kilowatt 3-phase element, with some of the other enhancements that we've got planned, which I'll take you around and show you in a second as well, that one of the other many things I'm working on in the background, we need to increase the size of our distribution board. So what we've been doing is I managed to pick up on Facebook Marketplace because I'll be honest, I love Facebook Marketplace. It's a great place for a bargain. Larger three-phase distribution board. So this is a bit bigger than your average distribution board at home. So this deals with all three phases, L1, L2, L3, neutral and earth. So your average domestic installation at home, you have one phase, one neutral, one earth, and that will do your whole building. And invariably, your whole home supply on that one phase will be 63 amp in the majority for your average domestic appliance. Well, this board, the one we've taken out, it was that, I think that one was a 63 amp, 60 amp, three phases. So 63 amps across all three phases. Whereas this one has more ways now, so it's got more spare ways for it, and it's 100 amp. What this is going to enable us to do is hook up a couple of other control panels that I'm working on, as well as some extra supplies for some other areas. So these things here are RCBOs. So these are residual circuit breaker devices. These are designed to detect sort of high sensitivity detection for earth fault situations. So should anything short to earth, should anything overcurrent happen with the device, it's clicked, it's got a super high reaction time. These are what we call the standard MCBs. So these are the big three-phase MCBs for the kettle, hot liquor tank, and then also another one for a supply for the auger. So our auger that you saw on the other previous video, that's a three-phase motor on there as well. So it needs a dedicated supply. So by sticking this bigger board on, it's given us loads more space. So this is another kind of midweek job, plodding along with during the week. These are the main control relays and isolators for the two elements of the kettle, and we just literally flick these on and off. But these relays actually give us additional on-off control, which I'll explain about in a second, because I've been working on a little something for a few months now. I still haven't got anywhere further along with it than I'd like, but it's all these jobs are all a little bit by bit. So yeah, so this is the larger three-phase board that we've got going in at the moment. So in addition to that board, the larger three-phase board they're putting in, which gives us more room for expansion, so we can do with a few other extra bits and pieces. It's also there to allow for the expansion of a bit of a sort of brewery automation project, I guess. Those of you who don't know, kind of part of my background is process engineering and that kind of thing, but it's also, hello, follow me please. It is also automation of process plant and equipment. I do a lot of work in the nuclear industry, water industry, food industry, that kind of thing. So one of the areas that I'm heavily involved in is automation, and that's using these bits of kit. So this is what's called an HMI, and inside is a PLC. So I'll flip this around and I'll do a little bit of a closer look for you, but essentially the idea here is that we're going to have a visual representation of all of the FVs, the hot liquor tank, the pump, the level in the hot liquor tanks, the cold liquor tanks, temperatures, and then we're going to have automatic control of certain elements. So boiling temperatures, temperature times, volumes in the hot liquor tanks, and when we're mashing in, we'll be able to dial in specific volumes or temperatures that we want to put into the mash tun. We'll be metering and measuring the contents of the kettle, capturing all that kind of data, as well as sort of kind of controlling automatically stuff. So you're not flicking pumps on and off yourself. Whirlpool times, the Whirlpool pump. We'll also have like the automatic timer for the hot liquor tank. One of the things we have to do with the hot liquor tank in the morning when we first come in on brew day is run the recirc pump to turn the hot liquor tank over, because you get this stratification where all the hot water rises to the top and below the element at the bottom stays a lot cooler. One of the things we'll do is we'll automate that. So actually through the night, it will occasionally just pump itself around. So when we come in at like 7 o'clock in the morning, it is bob on, 83.5 degrees, ready to go. So we've got loads of other little enhancements and stuff we want to add to it through time, but there's a few kind of key things we want to hit with this. And this is one of the things that we're adding to the supply. So I'll just spin you around so you have a little bit of a closer look. So this is the panel here. This is what's called the HMI, Human Machine Interface, or MMI, Man Machine Interface. This would be like a color touch screen display. and you'll be able to touch around, see alarms, see status of things, and start and stop pumps, heating elements, that kind of thing. And then inside is what we call PLC. So this is programmable logic controller. So this will be wired down to some of the other relays and stuff we got here on the side, but down to being able to control the pumps. We'll have the analog signals for, like I said, for all the different tanks. This bit of kit processes that information and does logic functions. So I'll write the software for it of when it knows that this happens, it's got to do this, and then display the information. You know, these things are the basis of all modern automated factories and equipment and plant. It's a lot of the basis of the day job that I do and have been doing for a long time. So a lot of this sort of stuff is sort of second nature, is relatively easy to me, but it will be a massive, massive time saver and help us with consistency in the long run. So that's just some of the jobs midweek that I'm working on, that we're getting done. We're not really brewing at the moment, not since the birthday party, so we've kind of got a bit of time to do these kind of things and get these kind of jobs done. I really wish I could slow down, but I slowed down the face tracking thing on this, but still now, for some reason, it's a little bit overzealous. But anyway, so yeah, so that's kind of what we've got going on at the moment. But we do need to start brewing again, because rather excitingly, and I'm not quite sure how we've managed this, but we're going to be pouring at London Craft Beer Festival. We've been really lucky to be able to be kind of, not selected, but to be chosen, I don't know if that's the right word, to be one of the very few new breweries. You know, we're new, we're only just 2 years old and we're tiny. But we're going to get to pour at London Craft Beer Festival. So we're going to be there for Friday and Saturday, all 4 sessions. We've got a small pitch. We don't know where we're going to be put yet. But we're going to be there with a couple of Linden machines, 4 lines of our freshest, tastiest beer. Really want to get the Imperial Stout there if we can. As well as we've got some other new beers that we might be brewing just for LCBF. Because it's a real honour to be there, and it's a real opportunity for us to kind of show off a little bit about what we are and the sort of beers we can make. So yes, 18th, 19th of July, Tobacco Dock, go to We Are Beer, London Craft Beer Festival, book your tickets. If you're going, come and see us, come and say hi. It'd be awesome. Love to see and meet as many people as we possibly can. So yes, that's some really exciting news as well, that's been kind of going on in the background, and we kind of sorted out the details and stuff just over the weekend. So yeah, so we're going to be brewing again soon, so we need to get these mods done real quick, and also decide what we're going to make. Like I said, I've got a couple of other beers I think I'd like us to do for it. Like I say, just to kind of show what we can do a little bit more, just for a little bit of fun. So yes, London Craft Beer Festival, amazing news. Can't wait for that. I've never actually been before myself, so it's going to be exciting times. Right, let's get these online orders packed. Just in case you've never ordered from us, you don't know what a box looks like when it comes from us. Every box that comes out from us comes in one of these boxes, fragile, with the right way up on it. We also stick a little Maverick sticker on here just to make sure you know that it's a Precious Cat package and it's beer ordered from us. If you've ordered it and your wife doesn't know, just drop us a note in the order details and we won't put that on for you just in case. Also, in every single order, if you haven't ordered from us, we like to say thank you specifically to every single person that orders online. So we include one of these on the back. There's a little bit about us and what we do, and also a big thank you to you. And then every single order that's packed is handwritten by the person that packed it with an individual thank you note from that person. It could be me, it could be Charlie, it could be Kirsty, who'll be packing orders very soon. If you've not met her yet, we'll get her onto the videos, although she's a bit camera shy, but you know. So you get one of these in there as well, just to say thank you, that we really appreciate every single online order. Every time someone comes in and buys cans, you know, it keeps a small independent business like us open and allows us to do this kind of stuff, which is just awesome. So yeah, so these are a couple of orders packed. Little shout out to Guy, who's ordered the big 12 box here. I was on, not the actual Hop Edition podcast, but I was on the after party the other day, hanging out with the guys. Good to catch up with a few of you there, Rick and Guy from Hopsteiner as well, which was cool. But yeah, so we got that order there. That's going to be winging it off to him in time for the weekend for beer. So yeah, shout out to you. Thank you very much. So yeah, that's kind of like a little bit of a midweek peak. We've got a bit of electrical work going on, trying to get that done. We've got a planning session with Charlie and Kirsty on Friday, where we're going to lay out the plans for the next couple of months, beers for LCBF, what beers we're going to be making over the next couple of months. I go away on holiday end of July and into August, so the guys are going to be flying solo. So I just need to make sure that they're all set up, ready. We've got a plan. That's one of the things we're going to be focusing a lot on, I think, in the coming months now, with having a third person in the team, is we need to have a plan, have a solid plan about where we want to go, what beers we want to make, what packaging dates we're going to do, more canning, what sort of beers, all that kind of stuff. Got some ideas for that, but I want to involve the two guys in that, Charlie and Kirsty, because they're just as valid in this business as I am, and they've got just as much to say, as far as I'm concerned, as me. So I really want to get their input and get their stamp on some of the beers and some of the stuff we're doing. So yeah, thanks for coming along. Nice to see everyone. You're all legends, and I'll see you in the next video really soon.